Hey y'all, it's Ladies Vibez with your girl Golden and Ty.
And this week's episode 303 is entitled Boundaries and Standards. Let's get into it.
Hey y'all, it's Ladies Vibez.
Going with the real, yes, Ladies Vibez. Turn up the speaker, plus play rewind. Love, live, joy, peace, and life. Yeah, it's time for Ladies Vibez with Golden and Ty. Let's Ladies Vibez with Golden and Ty. It's time for Ladies Vibez with Golden and Ty. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Before we start the show, please like and share this video wherever you are. And make sure you follow us on Instagram at Ladies Vibez.
And be sure to go to the Mavor Nation YouTube page and subscribe there and turn those notifications on so you can know whenever our show is starting. If you would like to donate to our platform, our Cash App is $Mavor, and make sure that you visit the Mavor Nation website at mavornation.com. All right. This week, we have special guest singer, songwriter, recording artist, and our girl, Brigavelli. Hey, girl. Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you so much.
Listen, we're about to get into these questions. Let's get into it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go about setting boundaries in a relationship?
First, you have to just come out and say it. You have to communicate it. A lot of times, I'll set the boundary. After unfortunately a situation happens, and then I have to make those standards. Because I try to give people the mutual respect and understanding that they would treat me the way that I would treat them. But communication, I guess, to answer it shortly.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Like those things that I know are triggers for me off the jump,
Yeah.
I gotta address those right away before you do it. Because then when my reaction happens, I don't want it to be a surprise where it's like, I gotta give you the benefit of the doubt. And inside, I'm fuming and I just want to go off. And I'm like, all right, I got those things that are triggers for me right away that are just no go. I got to set the boundary from gate. Like I got to find a way to bring them up before it happened. Because I promise you will not like what happens after I've been triggered. So I'm like, all right, look, this is a no-go for me. These are things that bother me. These are things that make me go off. What are your things? Let's find a middle ground so these things don't happen. But if I do react, it's a reaction and not just me being crazy. This is a reaction and this is a trigger for me. So I got to set those boundaries off jump, find a way to have that conversation. Like you said, communication.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Definitely in the beginning, because my temper is really short. You already know I could blow up real quick, and I don't want that. So definitely, and then it becomes a turn off too. So I'd rather address the things, and get it out the way. And then if you do it after I address it, then I see we have a problem, and now we have an issue.
Right.
But definitely all that communication, and then set it in the beginning. So this way you're like, oh, you never told me all that. No. I'm telling you from the beginning, so we won't have that story of I never told you.
Yeah.
That part.
How do you handle someone crossing the line after they've been loyal for years?
Okay. Sure. And so they've been loyal for years, and it's maybe like a first mistake, right? We'll call it like a first mistake. If they don't get a pass, but it's definitely not happening again. Also depends on the level of your mistake. No matter how many amount of years, depending on what you do, those years can be gone. And it's just like that.
Facts. Like
definitely with that, because I'm really big on loyalty, and everybody that knows me, that's around me, they know I'm really, really, really big on loyalty. So I guess we're human,
Yeah.
Human. So I guess it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes, but don't make it a habit, because if you make it a habit, then you was never loyal. Duh. So if you always been that day one and you always held it down, you was always 10 toes, then we good. You know what I mean? You make a hiccup, that's okay. But then when you continue to make them hiccups, now you become a dub, and then now you become an op, and now you're a suspect, and then now I gotta watch you. So
I feel like for me, I just learned this, that loyalty has an expiration date. And I say that because when my mom passed years ago, I was like holding on to these friendships and relationships that were there for me and what I considered my biggest trauma. And because of that, I'll be like, they'll do me dirt, and I'll be like, well, no, they were there for me when my mom passed, and oh, they did this for me, and then I had to learn. I'm like, nah, you get a pass from something that happened 8 years ago, so no, I had to learn for myself to protect myself that my loyalty had to have an expiration date, and the same goes for them. Your loyalty will have an expiration date. If you've known me X amount of years, you know the things that trigger me, you know the things that bother me. And if you step outside of that, I'm not saying you're going to be going tomorrow, but I'm like, okay, like noted. I need you to be aware that I'm aware that you did some, I'm not going to curse, but some F stuff. And you did some F stuff, and it's going to result in a disconnect between me and you. So the same way with every relationship, you got to have that communication. So the lines of communication still have to stay open, but like, listen, if you're my friend and you're a part of me and we've been down 10 toes, like she said, like you got to know that this will bother me, and I need you to know I'm aware of it, and it needs to not be a repeat thing. Thank you.
Agreed.
I need a feature on this song, honestly. It's still, you know, a little written in progress.
Listen, I'll probably look crazy. It's fine. Completely worth it for this candle, okay? Midnight Flame Candle Company is a great friend of all things Mavor, and I appreciate all the things that he's given us as far as, you know, all the, listen, I'm gonna start over, okay? Listen, I probably look crazy, and that's fine. I don't mind looking crazy for the things that I promote. And this is a candle by Midnight Flame Candle Company. And let me tell you something, they are a good friend of Mavor Nation, and they are a really good supporter of us as well. You need to go on Instagram at Midnight Flame Candle Company. We'll make sure that we put it below so that you can patronize this business. I promise you won't regret it. The scents are really good. Everything's handmade here in the area in Newburgh. And I promise you, you will not regret the purchase. Get you a candle. Every time I walk in this room and I smell this candle, I gotta stop what I'm doing and smell the candle some more, okay? Get into it.
As a woman, how do you keep your composure after being tested?
I don't know that I always do. I don't think that I do.
right.
I mean, I don't even want to say it takes a lot to test me, but I am one of the people that is more of like a short fuse. So it's very, very simple to test, you know, those boundaries. And once you get past that point where you're trying to really hold yourself, I guess I mostly walk away. Sometimes I cry, depending on the person. Or, I mean, maybe I don't want to resort to violence, but sometimes it can get there. But you don't want to do that. I'm trying to put it as simply and nicely as possible, but it's not always easy to hold it, you know?
not. And they
Right.
expect us to, because we are women. So
Oh,
they
Yeah.
expect us to carry ourselves in these ways. It takes I got patience. I had patience because I got a lot of kids. I had patience, but I have patience, but uh, it depends on the situation at that. Like if I feel like you really, really, really trying to play me, nah, I'm that woman and all that, gotta carry cross your legs and sit and be front, ain't happening. I'm going straight hood mode. I'm going straight ballistic, and I'm letting it be known. I'm going straight tornado on you because no, you're not gonna disrespect me. And don't
right,
think because I'm a woman I'm supposed to stay here and allow you to take and disrespect me. It's not
right,
happening. So I guess it's just levels to it. It depends on the the disrespect and the event that's happening. I guess for that because I have patience, but you're not gonna really try to play me. I'm not gonna sit here.
mm-hmm.
Right. I'm a little bit as crazy as it is, I am actually way more patient than I should be with a lot of blatant disrespect. But I'm
Okay,
only patient because I'm really all about the long game. I'm like, okay, you embarrassed me in front
yeah,
of people. Okay. And I can't react because I'm like, my brain is, I'm already plotting your murder in my head. Like,
Oh yes.
that's the person that I am. And I'm like, okay, I can be calm. But then it also depends on who you are and if you matter to me. Because if you don't, then I'm like, I have no problem. Control, delete. You bye. Like, and then what's so even more crazy about me is in my brain, since you cease to exist, I could see you on the street and be like, I'm sorry. Who are you? I'm not even being funny. Like my brain legit delete people. And I'll be like, I really don't remember where I know them from. And then somebody else has to tell me they disrespected you like 6 months ago. I was like, oh, that was them. Like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know who that is. And who I am is not who I was when they saw me. And there must be a reason they're no longer occupying space in my brain. So I'm good on you. And for me, it matters for me to not react because I'm like what Ty said earlier. Like I can go 0 to 1,000. Forget 100. We're going straight past 100, straight to
yeah,
1,000. And I had to learn that some people don't deserve that energy. So that controls a lot of how I
Yeah.
react. Oh, don't get it twisted. Sometimes I gotta react so you know not to test me again. So
yeah.
it's the Gemini thing. It really is both sides, you know.
What are some things someone could expect in a friendship with you?
In a friendship, honestly, I'm a Leo, and I like to go by the signs. I'm very loyal. I am very giving, maybe sometimes more than I should be, but some of the flaws, it's hard for me to trust. So it sometimes can take a long time for me to develop a very close relationship. So I think that kind of sums it up for me.
Okay. I think people can expect from me, I'm honest and loyal and reliable, probably more reliable than I should be, which is funny because like you're a Leo and that's my moon. So I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
uh, I'm very reliable, trustworthy. Um, I'm really down to earth. Like there's not a lot of things that people could say to me that would bother me so much and say like you can be open and honest because I'm the same way and I expect that same thing back. So that's kind of like a blessing and a curse, I guess, because I expect me and all the people who are friends with me, like anyone who's a friend with me, they know I'm like, Nisi's real. And I'm like, look, I love you. But I'll get to know a person so I know how to approach them because I'm that tailor-made with my friends. So you can expect custom, like I don't have the same answer for Ty that I would have for Ralph or for Jazz or even for you. So it's just like I'm very tailored to my friend group and the way that they are, and I get to know them, and I'm very personable, and you can expect all types of good stuff. But them questions we answered before, you can expect those if you step out of the house.
Yes, that's right.
Since you're going with signs, I'm a Sagittarius, so I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Yes.
So, I'm a little crybaby a little bit sometimes, just a little emotional. But with me, everybody, my true fruit, they already know. Like, I'm reliable. They can count on me for anything. I'm rolling up. I'm doing whatever that needs to be done. I'm very charitable. Like, if you need anything, like, it doesn't even matter what I have. My 50 cent. Oh, copy. You gonna get that 25? I'm gonna get that 25. Heard you were gonna go to the corner store. They ain't no more 25-cent juices anymore. But back in the day, they were 25-cent juices. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm very down to earth, and I'm very honest, and I'm very, very blunt. I'm top of the line blunt. You ask me a question, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've been told a lot that I need to season my words with salt because I'm a little too much, My
Okay.
character is really big when I speak, so some people can receive it, some people can't. But when you know me as a friend, like, that I don't mean it harmful in a harmful way. It's just me caring, and I just don't want to see my friends doing nothing crazy, or I don't like it, or whatever the case may be. So I make them up a little bit strong. So you're gonna get that. You're gonna get me being blunt. You're gonna get me being strong. You'll get me being loud. Everybody know.
Yes.
I'm very loud.
You're a cheerleader too. Like,
I am. See?
very.
I'm a very good cheerleader. Okay, so
No, that's
If there's
awesome.
only 2 people in the audience, Ty is the loudest one.
I am
Like,
there.
she the one screaming, like,
so-
your nickname, whatever your nickname is, she's screaming it. And
That's
Miss,
it.
you don't have to sugarcoat it, but you gotta sprinkle a little sugar on there so that it helps the medicine go
There
down.
you go.
Spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
You're
Right.
gonna get everything. You're gonna get support and everything. That's what you're gonna get out of me.
Yo, this has been dope, setting boundaries and standards and letting people know what it is and what it ain't gonna be. Okay.
Yes.
But in this segment of the show, we would like to get to know more about our guest. If you are interested in knowing how to pronounce her name, it is Brigavelli, giving me very much Tupac vibes. I'm loving it. Miss Brigavelli.
Yes.
First of all, we know you just had a single drop, didn't you?
I did. It's called Back and Forth.
Ooh, giving me Aaliyah vibes now. Like, okay, so tell us about this single. Like, first of all, let the people know what genre of music that you do, and tell us more about the single.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm just gonna do it this way, but so I can get into a better position. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Okay. So the single Back and Forth, it was made by one of my producers named Adam Becker. And I don't know if you guys know this song. It's called Ready by Alessia Cara. And I kind of heard, and I was like, what? I really like this beat. I really like the sound of it. And then I was like, can you kind of mimic something? After that, he sent it back in like a day. And I started writing to it, and I wasn't sure what I was trying to talk about. But in the midst of kind of like a really bad situation where someone was crossing my boundaries, I was on the fence of not knowing what to do. So I just kept going back and forth. And no matter what, it's like I just kept going in circles. And that's kind of where, like, it's supposed to be happy and upbeat, but it was me kind of like celebrating being over that back and forth. Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. Listen, like music, I just love that music is literally the soundtrack of life. So to hear, you put your own personal experiences into the song, that makes it even better. Like, where can we find your music? Like, where can we find whatever platforms you have your music on?
Yes. So if you go on Spotify, everything that any platform is going to be under Brigavelli, but Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, can go on SoundCloud. SoundCloud I use for more of like my covers and things, what I call like my throwaway songs, just things that I'm not going to put too much promotion into, but it's just fans to listen, have extra content. but yeah, I mean, all major digital platforms. I try to perform them, you know, when we can. Hopefully soon I'll be able to.
Yep, yep. I can hardly wait because I've heard you in action, and honey, like your tracks are dope.
No.
Hearing you in person,
Thank you.
honey, y'all need to get next to put your ear to the streets for Brigavelli because she's dope. I don't want to hog up the interview. Ty, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Since we was talking about so much only on the thing of boundaries or loyalty, I have a question. With you being in the industry, you know, you have a lot of people like opportunists, like they want to be on they want a bandwagon, they want to, oh, you doing this, I got this for you, but they really pump fake it, they ain't really got nothing for you. So how are you able to shift them out? Like, how can you be able to, how are you able to spot them like those fake opportunist people? How are you able to spot them?
Well, you know, I don't know if you guys watch too much basketball, but you know how like James Harden, he has that move, it's a step back move, and he'll go and take a shot, right? So I pass them the ball and I give them that opportunity, and I watch them step back, and most of the time they miss the shot their damn self. So
no net.
Just yes. I love like the analogy. You better the metaphors, okay? The poet needs that, okay? Like, oh my God. Listen, you heard it here, Brigavelli with Ladies Vibes. Thank you so much for joining the show. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come on. Listen, make sure that you guys follow her on IG at Brigavelli. Make sure you go to all music platforms. She even says she got a few exclusive things over on SoundCloud. So make sure you listen to those joints too. Get her numbers up. Go to Spotify. I have Spotify, so I definitely will be adding her to my playlist. Yes, some back songs in there, some Apple Music, some Amazon Music, anywhere you can find music or where music is streamed. Make sure you go to Brigavelli and support our girl. Our ladies, we got to stand together. We got to support one another. And she is dope. I've heard her. I ain't pump faking like Ty said. I ain't pump faking.
She's dope.
She's dope.
That voice is different. That voice is different.
Thank you. You guys are doing, honestly, the ladies, it's a big deal right now. Women have to stick together. Like, you guys are doing so good. And Ralph too, same. You guys are like amazing. I love everything that you guys do.
Thank you so much.
Listen, my voice supports Brigavelli. She performed at Indie Underground back when the outside was open. I was like, yo, it's like she's so dope. Like, I love your voice. Like, I've seen you perform at other venues. Like I've seen you a bunch of places, but I'm glad that outside is starting to open. It's becoming more safe, but at the same time, it gave us all the opportunity to create more. So I'm happy about that. Listen, y'all, make sure that you follow her. Make sure you support her music. And as always, get into it with us here on Ladies Vibes with Golden and Sai. Hey.
Yes.